still hear your voice when you sleep next to me. I still feel your touch in my dream. Forgive me my weakness, but I don't know why. Without you it's hard to survive. 'Cause every time we touch I get this feeling, and every time we kiss I swear I can fly. Can't you feel my heartbeat fast? I want this to last, need you by my side. 'Cause every time we touch I feel the static, and every time we kiss I reach for the sky. Can't you hear my heartbeat slow? I can't let you go, want you in my life. When I never let you down, I'm living on your love. When you tell me that I hate, well my heart goes wrong. Every time that I see your pretty face, well it cannot be real, so please don't wake me up. If it's all is a dream, don't wake me up. Don't wake me up. I wanna be by your side, don't wake me up. Don't wake me up from the dream, but you're all that I need. Your arms are my castle, your heart is my sky. They wipe away tears that I cry. The good and the bad times, we've been through them all. You make me rise when I fall. 'Cause every time we touch I get this feeling, and every time we kiss I swear I can fly. Can't you feel my heartbeat fast? I want this to last, need you by my side. 'Cause every time we touch I feel the static, and every time we kiss I reach for the sky. Can't you hear my heartbeat slow? I can't let you go, want you in my life. 'Cause every time we touch, 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 touch. 'Cause every time we touch, 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 touch. 'Cause every time we touch, 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 touch. 'Cause every time we touch, 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 touch. 'Cause every time we touch, 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 touch. 'Cause every time we touch, 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 touch. 'Cause every time we touch, I don't wanna be without you. No. 'Cause every time we I don't wanna be without you. 'Cause every time we touch I get this feeling, and every time we kiss I swear I can fly. Can't you feel my heartbeat fast? I want this to last, need you by my side. 'Cause every time we touch I feel the static, and every time we kiss I reach for the sky. Can't you hear my heartbeat slow? I can't let you go, want you in my life. I want you when I hope that you can let it go. 'Cause every time we touch, 'cause every time we touch.
Hello, we join qualifying underway here at the Nordschleife. We have a grid of 7 drivers today that are all challenging for the 350, fighting for the $450 prize total. Today we have TNR, Skitty, Spectre, Spino, Sean, Briker, XJ, and Sniper No Love here for another 1 hour round of the King of the Ring Championship here at 1HOR. We're going to focus in as these drivers take on their out laps for qualifying and see what they can put together going forward. Stay tuned and we'll be getting underway in just a moment. But earlier on that, as these are out laps, we're not expecting to see the most blistering paces being set. But a bit earlier, we did see TNR Skitty, who was one of the favorites to win today's championship, having a bit of a spin, so this lap won't count. While the out lap is going to be slower than the other laps that they're out. That they're going to have. The Nürburgring is a very, very demanding circuit, and any lap that you can bank is a lap that you can count on. Pardon me, I'm gonna have to step away for just a moment to fix something, but y'all will enjoy the rest of this lap on board. Well, not on board, but observing Spino take his lap. And while tidy through here, we're jumping down to see how XJ is doing. Remember, it helps to unmute your microphone when giving commentary. And we're joined by Roast Race for commentary today. Roast Race, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good.
I mean, it's been busy, hasn't it? I mean, we have seen a fair amount of good lap times here around. I mean, the gap between the leader and second is only separated by at least 2 seconds. So today I'd say there might be a battle for top 3 at least, because especially second and third, because they are separated by only 5 thousandths or so of a second. So I'd say we might have a battle for second for our race today.
And no, I've not gone to look up at the front of the field in a little bit. From what we're seeing just now with the outlaps, there is a fair bit of a difference between Sean and Bryker, but again, those are just outlap paces.
Oh, no, absolutely. That's why I say between Sean and Bryker, there's at least 2 seconds between the two of them right now. But between when it goes to Bryker and Spectator, the gap between them jumps to another 2 seconds. But then from there, it just stagnates.
Yeah.
So,
well, I imagine what we're gonna see is gonna be a bit tighter once we see what like these full attack laps look like.
Yep, indeed. I do believe, however, that Bryker will be high on confidence today.
Oh, why do you feel that?
I feel that because let's remember what happened yesterday.
Oh, coming off of the win at Atlanta?
Yeah, exactly. So he must be feeling pretty happy about himself. Might be feeling a little bit confident today.
All right, we'll sit on board with Bryker for the next one. But as we're watching XJ go around, XJ has nearly all 4 wheels off.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say out of everyone, I'd say. Oh no! Don't quit. I'd say XJ does have potential. Out of everyone, though he does need help with God's quality pace and race pace.
And no,
like he's got pace, but yeah.
Yeah. XJ is showing a fair bit of improvement going on for we'll hop on. Spino's going to be the next one to cross the line as we're watching Spino getting into the rails, heading into the stadium section.
So let's look. How close is the gap? Closer, actually. Gap between first and second is very close, like a few
within a tenth of a second.
Yeah, exactly. that is extremely close between two. And then when we get to Skiddy, it's only just by 1 second. So I'd say today we're going to see a rather interesting race.
Yeah, and from what we saw, Spectre appears to have been able to put in an 8:15 on his last lap, but it was a dirty one because he's still showing an 8:18, which was his outlap pace. And as I said before we hopped on with you, while the outlaps may not be the fastest lap that people are going to be able to put in, what we're going to be seeing is outlaps can count because of how technical and difficult a track the Nordschleife is. You will see them having difficulties even putting in a clean lap in some places.
One mistake is all it takes to have the entire lap be counted as dirty. That's all it takes. But yeah, as we said before, I'd say XJ does have potential in future races with us. I mean, I'm not aware. I don't know if he's even in a actual race team, as far as I'm aware.
Outside of 1HOR, I don't think I've seen him race anywhere. So a lot of people that race here tend to be independents outside of bigger events like this. So
yeah, honestly, I'm going to be honest. This is going to be a little bit of GGA hunting grounds, and to be like, cause like this will be where scouts like me who are looking for more talent. And XJ is showing that potential.
yeah, XJ definitely in yesterday's race at Atlanta is showing really strong improvement in the prototypes. Now it's just a matter of like what can he do in a GT car.
Yeah.
And as we're alongside, Skiddy getting a whole lot of angle coming in here. But as we've seen, speaking of that, Corvette under Skiddy is not looking like the most stable platform.
I mean, the Corvette is, as we both know, can't be a car that once tends to oversteer if you got the car on the wrong setup. It is a rear-wheel drive car and can be prone to having the back end step out.
Speaking of that, we see Spectre around and in the wall. And I think we were saying just a moment before, Spectre's fastest time before now was his outlap at an 8:18, and with this one he is not going to be able to improve his qualifying pace. Now the matter at hand is, can Spino, XJ, or Sniper put in any sort of improvement in order to pip Spectre? Even if Spectre has to start behind him, it will put a big damper on his hopes of coming into a fight with Bryker and Skiddy ahead.
Let's go on a limb and say no, because I'm looking at lap times. The gap between Spectre and Spino is roughly 8 seconds. So I'd say on pace alone, Spectre will easily be able to get by the bottom 3 without any question.
Yeah, the thing to look out for is if he does end up falling behind any of them before any sort of pit cycle happens, he's going to have to manage to get by them in the GP section, which has some of the easiest overtaking opportunities, before he has to get by them on the much narrower and complicated Nordschleife section of the track.
Indeed.
And as we say that, Sniper No Love having a big off. So that is Sniper No Love's time. Sniper No Love likely going to be sitting with his 8.42 and unable to improve.
Yeah, no, I'd say out of everyone, I'd say most likely Sniper No Love is probably here just for the fun of it.
And as I go up the field, XJ having a off of his own, getting a bit of a wall ride coming down the hill.
Yeah, no, that's going to dirty the lap.
And now we're on board with Spino as he comes around the carousel. Lovely to hear the V10 of that Audi R8.
Rare thing to hear nowadays, especially seeing that Audi's now no longer in the Le Mans series at all now. Hopefully they return someday, but as of now, all we can just see is that beautiful sound of the R8 going by our screen.
Yep, that's the beauty of sim racing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, listening to the radio, listening to the driver's radio, XJ is complaining just he loses focus for a moment, and that is an option. Well, that is a possibility here at this over 8-minute track.
The North Striper in itself requires pure concentration. I mean, this track is infamous for its casualties on the track.
And a
as we
momentary
say
lapse
that,
of focus.
XJ has gone off again. It looks like the front runners are on the back straight Corvette.
Oh, and there goes Spino. Spino having a big sideways moment, losing the car, coming towards the final turns leading to the back straight. Unfortunately, that will mean Spino will not be able to improve, but Spino driving that R8 on a razor's edge, one of the more difficult cars to set up properly for an event like this.
And here comes Corvettes going on the start-finish straight. Will any of them improve?
Sean, excuse me, that's Skitty. Sean
is going to improve, but not enough to take second. A 8:12.6.
Riker is not going to find enough pace. Riker losing time on his best one. Spectre's time, unfortunately, does not improve either with an 8.24 after a big off in the second sector. Coming up is Spino. Spino also not going to be able to improve his time after a big oversteer moment, putting him into the wall. Spino having a bit of a celebratory spin, saying, "Thank God that's over." And finally,
I wouldn't say we're just yet, Spino. You still got the race to come. And here comes Sniper completing the lineup.
and that's it. Sniper across the line.
Yeah, only XJ and Sniper only being able to do dirty laps as their bets.
This will be our top three to start. And we'll have an additional joiner in a moment.
One thing I can't help but notice is that the top three, as you can see, are all Corvettes. All of them.
I'll see you there. And by the way, please don't join me before I set up the lobby. I'll let you know when to join because that also might cause some bugs.
I don't know if you heard that we are having some bad storms here today.
I just heard that.
So if the stream does randomly cut, I am very sorry. I lost power, but hopefully everything holds running for a while. So pray for me. Making sure my battery pack is charged up just in case. Unfortunately, I don't have the sort of what's it called? Well, I do have a generator, but the UPS and stuff won't keep the network lines alive. So like typically if we lose power, we lose the fiber optics as well. So there's only so much I can do.
Well, in South Africa, we tend to have something called load shedding, which is when the power supplier like focuses on reducing the load on the grid.
Yep. I think well, at least here they call it like brownout events and stuff like that. But where I live, that is not as much a thing. But over in California and a number of other places through the country, they do that. Especially around this time of year for us in summer, because like so many people are running ACs that it just kind of doesn't do super well.
Yeah, honestly, it's the exact opposite here. When it's winter, it is going to be taking a lot of power because it's winter and a fair amount of people want to use a heater for the water as well as heaters in general.
Oh, so I take it like natural gas heaters and stuff like that aren't the biggest thing there.
No, honestly, no. Like there are different cultural changes compared to South Africa and the US.
No, I imagine. I just found that interesting because it's especially here, the southern states where it tends to be warmer and more temperate throughout the year tend to go for electric heating because they don't have to heat as intensely. So like using a little more electricity isn't as bad as like having to plumb up a whole gas system. And I live sort of mid-Atlantic, sort of part north of the country. I live like north of Washington, D.C. So we have pretty long winters. And we tend to have like gas heating and stuff like that. So like my water heater, furnace, and my stove are all like natural gas.
So I will say this though, most people will have theirs as electric, and then there will be the occasional place where it is like gas kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is the difference.
Well, then you learn something new every day.
Yeah. But I mean, also we don't get much American cars over here, mainly because we drive on the left-hand side of the road instead of the right.
Yeah, no, that is a whole conversion package I know is not a very popular one.
For some people.
Oh, that's fair. Like if I could get a left-hand drive JDM car, I would be in it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, indeed. But I mean, like I said, in South Africa, I mean, we tend to get a lot of European cars, but not the kind you'd think. You'd think that because we are South African, we tend to get good cars. Not necessarily, and that's because of the fuel we get. The fuel you guys tend to get are like in high range, like I'd say 90s, 80s kind of thing. Am I right in saying that?
Are you talking about octane level or?
Yeah, octane level.
Oh yeah, yeah, around. I think the lowest I can buy, the lowest cheap is like maybe 87 octane.
Yeah, so in South Africa, it's completely different. So in South Africa, it
Sorry,
is
one
in
second,
the
roast.
50s.
Oh, yes, sir. What's up?
Are you still doing any LMU races?
Um, I'm not signed up for any seasons, but I was planning on just driving on my own in a little bit.
Oh, I'm just farming safety rating to get silver and then do the other events.
Absolutely, yeah. Trying to get out of bronzes. It's a journey in LMU. If you're decent, it shouldn't be much of an issue. Um, my biggest issue is like I'll get into a race and I'll start seeing red, and I'm like, no, I'm I'm not gonna lose this position. So I'll get a little bit of driver rating, but like safety rating, just like taking it through the nose.
Yeah, I was starting from the pits in few races, but even then, you have to be really stay in the back if you want to improve the safety rating.
I
Even if you
guess
start from the pits and race with other people, uh, there is always a chance you're gonna get smacked from
I
behind.
guess like I understand the reason of doing that because like you just kind of work the system just so you can get where you want to be. But like I would rather learn to work through my own racecraft by actually having to race against people, having to do race starts and that kind of stuff, and like earn it instead of like, oh, I'm just gonna farm so I can get out of this. Because like I've seen when I did like my iRacing stuff, I was talking to some people that just did sort of pit lane starts and stuff like that in iRacing, and they're honestly some of the worst people to race against wheel to wheel because like as soon as you get them in a pressured
Yeah,
situation, they don't know what to do with the car, and that's how you end up getting end up with missiles in fucking like B and excuse me with
yeah,
in
you're right.
D and C lobbies. Like yes, it sucks. Yes, it'll take you longer, but take the lumps. You'll learn.
I think I got like 3 podiums in 18 races,
Heck yeah.
and I usually do like quali. It's fine. I usually get like top 10, but the problem is I'm faster in LMP2 than in GT3, and I don't mean like obviously the car, but like my performance is better.
Nah, I my
Because
driving suits protos way better than it suits GTs because like I like to just throw it in and let the arrow take care of me.
yeah, that's correct. The only thing is that
Hard arrow crutch.
it took me a bit to get used to the no ABS. So I don't have issue with that, but other people on the track have issue with no
Yeah,
ABS, and
honestly,
usually it
I
turns out bad for me.
I'm cheating a little bit at how I got used to it, but like I got what's it called? The Sim Magic pedal haptics. And it is very much cheating, especially when you're driving something without ABS. Because like as soon as you can like dive into it until you feel it start to kick back at you. And like that's
Yeah,
your sign that like that's like you're riding the edge. So I can much more consistently drive no ABS with this. I will say it is a
that's
pain
good.
in the ass to tune for Forza because of how Forza does their output for that number, but it's just about the same. Because like being able to know
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm about to break traction on my front, I'm about to break traction on the rear is like just so amazing.
Y- Yes, but the only alternative is to that, which Forza is not going to give you, is that in LMU, when you start locking up, the sound is very distinct.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If it's like you're slightly locking up, it makes this like I don't know, grinding sound. I don't know how to describe it,
Hmm.
but it's very light. It gives you time to react as soon as the you hear the sound. But then when you're locking up, it's very obvious, and Yeah, like if Forza had this like
Had the
you're
audio
about to
cues.
lock up the brakes. Yeah,
Because it's
it
the
would
same
be
thing
much
when
better.
you're about to like oversteer or enter into like you're pushing the car too far, because like you can hear like I'm in good slip, and then like you hear it as you're hitting like the limits of adhesion, and then you know you like
Yeah,
have to correct somehow in order to bring the car back in line.
yeah. The audio feedback in LMU is very very good.
Yeah, I'm used to the new GT3 tires. I still they're okay. Losing them and then having a half a lap where you're just toasted and can do nothing and you're just a sitting duck is not great, but I guess that's how they want to
Yeah,
go. I've honestly not had a chance to do iRacing since their update. So well, iRacing GT3, they also updated the F4 tires. The F4s feel great. Um Yeah, no, that's been it for me. I don't think I'm really. I think I'm signed up for like maybe one series going forward. I think I'm in like a NASCAR oval racing series. And I think I signed up for a GT3 challenge in iRacing. But I think I'm like taking it
you know,
easier this season so I can like work on a bunch of other stuff I got going on.
the Real Fire told me that he has someone to do the driver
Microbio16
swap
said, "I'm up to
tests
6
in
wins in
LMU, but if
MX5 on
you're available,
iRacing."
we can do it together. It's 6 hour race.
Oh, 6 hour with Real Fire.
No, me and you. I mean, because Real Fire said he already has someone, I think.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah, we can talk about
looking
details on it
about it.
later.
Yeah, it's 6 hour. I don't remember. I think it might have been Interlagos.
Oh, if it was like today,
But yeah,
then yeah, it would
it's
be
a
Interlog, or like last week, it'd be Interlagos, because
no,
that's what's running today.
Roast
no,
Race
it's
said,
on
"At
20.
Microbio16 great
It's
driving
either
yesterday."
last week of this month or first week of next month, and
But you have to get your silver rating, right?
I will check later
Yeah, we can figure that one out.
because it's like the public test for driver swaps.
Microbio16 said, "Kappa."
There driver swaps with AI in
No,
LMU.
no, not with AI.
Ah,
But there are like driver swaps now for you to like grab
yeah.
a new person.
Because I want to play the game, but only if there's driver swaps with AI, so I can like do a full 24-hour race by my own, but like I can sleep in it during the game continues, you know. But
So
That would
the
be
way
sick.
that one works, like, so they have like save states during the game. So like you can pit to end your stint and save your race at that pit stop, and then resume your race to do like a full solo 24-hour race. They do
yeah,
have.
but
So
yeah, but you race the full 24-hour. I don't want to race the full 24 hours by myself, you know.
You could do a co-op one.
I want it to continue the background like in
oh
real
yeah,
life, you know.
you can do a co-op with someone. You can race against AI, but you can invite like a friend to do a co-op with you.
Yeah, but I have no friends, so I'm stuck.
Wow. So me and Space are just talking about playing LMU, and you're like, wow, I have no friends that play this game. Wow, I see where you are.
Anyway, I don't have the steering wheel. I don't have the space for that in my house, so I'll use
It
a controller.
it plays pretty well on controller according to Real Fire when he started. Real Fire was like top in the top ranks of the league that we were driving in together on controller when we started in LMU.
So just a reminder for everyone racing, the race
And
length is switched from 8 laps to 60 minutes, just like we did last week.
so we're switching over to a timed race format going forward. So we'll be doing a 60-minute race. We're waiting on Space Dog to ready up the lobby. And we should be done in just a few minutes, and we'll be getting underway in about 10 minutes. The race will start at 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Is Rose Race racing or just
He's commentating with me.
spectating? I'm not sure.
Oh. Sorry, I meant to answer you. Roast is commentating with me.
Okay, cool.
He is your James Hunt, your Martin Brundle.
No, I thought that was obvious before.
Let me unmute. Rose says he thought that was obvious before.
He raced last week, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Lobby's open, everyone.
I
You
raced
can
last
join.
week, but then the entire
let me know
my
if you
internet
need
connection
advice.
gave up. Hence, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to do commentary duties from now on.
Join on Space Dog as he has the lobby ready to go.
Hold on. I'll be back. I'm just going to switch channels. Just hold on.
Gonna quickly go to the toilet. 2 minutes.
And if you see me on my phone, I'm sorry, my wife is flying, so I'm just making sure she's safe.
Hello.
Hello.
Just to answer your question, Space Dog.
He's in the toilet right now, taking a huge dump.
Thank you. XJ, thank you so much for those details. I could not have lived my entire life without hearing that.
I have a camera inside his bathroom.
That's a big ass lie.
Be cautious, XJ is in your walls.
I run behind you, Kuro.
No, you're not. I can see behind me.
Yeah. I forgot you're filming.
Yes, I can literally look over my shoulder. I know you're telling me lies. Just hear glass break downstairs. Am I?
I'm in your computer. I'm watching from your build at the screen. The glass.
My God. What weird card do I want to sit in and wait? I want to sit in something special.
Academy.
It's like
There you are.
all right. We're in the final minutes leading up to the race getting started. We have one additional driver who will be joining us to fill out the grid.
Going to have a German friend watching the stream.
Ooh, excuse me.
Kuro, you must now learn German.
I was gonna say I speak very little. I speak very little German, but the little bit of German I know just
How many
evacuated
Germans
me.
do you know, Kuro?
How many Germans do I know? Actually, quite a few.
Okay, let's narrow that down. Let's narrow this down.
Okay.
How many of them do you know that play Forza?
Oh, that play Forza? Unknown. I know most of these people professionally.
Okay, let's go down even further. How many do you know are in GGA?
Maybe one?
Yeah. For as much as far as I'm aware, there's only one in GGA.
Well then, the wonders never cease.
Yep. Uh. Yeah, I think potentially.
Rafa's not joined yet. You join me back over in your channel, Roast?
Yeah, might as well.
Yes, final. Just do it via SimGrid and you're good. Just waiting on Rafix. There's still 5 minutes on the clock, so be able to join.
Bullying people to hurry up and get over here. Oh wait, dang! I didn't realize. I didn't realize I dropped out the call. I guess like if it was just me sitting here by myself, it ended it.
No, it was because because sometimes one is in the call for too long on themselves. Discord automatically ends the call.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. So as we are on the final minutes before the race start, what are your predictions today?
Let's say we might have an intense battle for the front pack. I'd say potentially.
And trying to get the standings. It's taking a moment for them to pop up for me.
Hello, Rafix.
Hello.
On it's make a whole lot of sense if I just remember to open these beforehand.
There's my person. Yeah, Black Bus is now viewing us.
Hello. So
What round is this, by the way?
Round 4.
Okay.
So as we are going into round 4, TNR Breaker has a very strong lead. As it goes, showing up to these sorts of events is very important. But what cannot be forgotten is that we have 2 drop rounds in this overall championship.
Whole race.
It is going to be a
2
clear
PM
day out
start,
here on the
so
Nords. We're starting at 2 in the
game.
afternoon. It's going to likely be our fastest round for the championship. But following up on our positions, we have Riker followed by Spectre, who is 40 points down. Sorry, I was going to go on and bring that up so you could see. If I can remember where OBS is. Here we go.
Now we have 3 TNR boys here. Now, where were the other 2 prior? like yesterday. Where were they? I wonder.
Yeah, everyone's ready.
Who
Let's give it one
knows
more
right now?
minute.
Go on and make sure you're readied up, and we'll get underway in just a little bit. Rafa is currently sitting
What?
in fourth position with 66 points. It falls off pretty quickly as we go from Riker's 148. Let me adjust so that actually is in the right place. Right, that should be a little bit more readable. So our point totals as we go into this are TNR Bryker sitting at 148 points, Spectre at 108, Sean at 80, and Rafa at 66. So we're likely to see some good improvement for these people up at the front. Of our fast runners, F1R Sean, I don't know if I've seen... is this Sean's first race? I swear I remember Sean race with us before.
Rafael, Spino wanted to start from the back.
Maybe confused with someone else. Stand by.
XJ, Sniper, Rafa, Spino. Yeah, looks good.
Let's go check, because I was here for... Well,
Right
we'll
start,
see that later.
So we race from the beginning, 60 minutes on the clock, and we race till the end until the timer runs up.
And, we're currently
It's
waiting on
8
the game to
p.m.
load up.
Right on, dead on.
They were here, yes, last week.
If I was in charge of MCC.
Yeah.
Sean was here
Why
last
is
week.
Spino starting behind me?
Because Spino said he doesn't want to race on his own and he rather starts.
Just as an FYI, I just checked the
I don't know.
previous qualifying round. No, race results.
Yep. I'll have to check it later. But as we're rolling up, the countdown is on, and we're away for the fourth round of the King of the Ring Championship. Sean and Bryker side by side coming down into the first turn. Sean goes to the inside to cover off of Spectre, but the inside becomes the outside. But Sean closes off Bryker. Well, the Corvettes are a little confusing to tell the difference between, but Sean and Bryker are still nose to tail coming through the section, but Spectre is not going to be left out of this. But right behind Spectre is TNR Skitty.
And going down the field, let's have a look. XJ was forced to go down in regards to places as he's goes a little bit wide and invites a little bit with regards to traffic.
And Skitty, Bryker, and Sean are all effectively in order, besides Sean losing the one position off the start as they get ready to exit the GP section. Spino, even though starting at the back of the grid, finds himself moving up, promoting himself up to the fifth position ahead of Sniper, No Love, XJ, and even Rafa. Rafa in the Mustang with no qualifying time comes out here, but currently trying to get around XJ, who is making that M4 super wide as they run through. And Sniper is very far on the inside of the chicane and makes a wide sweep to shut down Rafa having any sort of opportunity to get around.
Yeah, XJ, although independent, he's being very good on his defensive form currently. Oh, and Rafix is pretty much pushing him currently.
Yeah, Rafa is all over the back bumper of XJ as they come running down the hill. Not a lot of space between either of these. XJ and up ahead, Sniper, No Love gets a small off. And XJ having to check up to avoid running into Sniper, No Love, putting Rafa in a position, and XJ going off, giving Rafa open space to come around. Now Rafa finds himself in an M4 sandwich. Sniper had a bit of a cut coming down into the section. We're going to hop back ahead to our fight at the front. And up towards
as he cuts away, Rafex is off.
Ah. But as we jump up to the front of the field, we're still in line of stern order here. Sean after Bryker, Spectre after Sean, Skitty after Spectre.
Off the track. It is very much a train of Cadillac, of Corvettes and Porsches, and a Porsche. Well, as Skitty goes off.
Yeah, Skitty putting two wheels on the outside curve and taking it very wide, but able to keep it in line, but losing some pace.
Yeah, Skitty is not comfortable with that Corvette, it must be said.
You know, Skitty is looking really nervous, and we lost Skitty in the background. Skitty's falling back just a little bit more.
It just doesn't feel that comfortable with regards to the car at all, does he?
No, it does not look that way at all. Oh, and as we come up the hill, it looks like Spectre is looking for a peek on the inside of F1R Sean.
Yeah, I mean, that Porsche is very, very good in regards to the handling section, especially so Nordschleifer, I'd say Spectre will more than be wanting to put the hammer down, try and be on the offensive.
Yeah, but the difficult thing is with today also being one of the higher grip days, it is likely also going to be one of the higher tire wear days. And it is going to be a difficult race for these drivers to try to put down as much pace as possible while keeping these tires alive. Sean using every bit of the curve, diving a little bit to the outside. And as we hear Sean closing up on Bryker ahead, but Spectre is not giving Sean any room to breathe. Listening to the sound of that flat six try to chase after that flat plane V8.
As we go further down, TNR or Reflex wanting to close down that gap between himself and Skitty, who is a fair. As I say that, he goes off circuit.
Rafa looking like he's not having the best of the Mustang today. The Mustang proving needing a little more work to knock the dust off as he gets himself back into the groove, having a wide off but keeping it under control.
First off, the commentator is still getting his tires off the circuit, which is bringing XJ into contention.
Rafa is gonna, knowing the pace that he has, is gonna be trying to work really hard in order to make up some ground to get ahead of Spino. As once he's able to make his way around Spino, if he can, he'll have open territory to like put as much pressure ahead as he can. Spino saying you want to start from the back because he didn't want to race alone, ends up in no man's land. Spino going to have quite the run in that R8, likely going to run into traffic once again once he finds himself in the middle of the pit cycle, but he is hustling that R8 all over the track, trying to keep it under control and ride on the edge to get the pace out of it.
But one thing that Spino wants to do is to be doing too many mistakes. during this run because Rafex is slowly closing on him.
Yeah, no, we find ourselves with two distinct packs forming. The second pack stringing out a bit more as you see that Mustang creeping up in the background on the shot. Is Rafa going to be putting all that power?
We got Spectre being passed by Skiddy.
You know, up ahead, yeah, we saw Spectre drop down the order. I imagine it was due seeing the gap between Skiddy and the other cars. It was either an off or an overtake.
Side by side as Skiddy goes off track a little bit.
And it's Skiddy being forced to the outside as Spectre being forced to the outside as Skiddy's covering the inside line. Spectre a little braver on the brakes. Skiddy a little braver on the brakes, but Spectre makes the switchback happen, going into the chicane to enter into the infield of the GP track.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's how you do a switchback in regards to GPs on this track. That's how it's done.
Yeah, just trying to get Skiddy and Spectre back to back while saying the right one is a little bit of a tongue tie. Nothing like having Sean, Spectre, Skiddy as our 2, 3, and 4 drivers. But as Spectre comes down, he opens up that line, putting the wheels on the outside runoff and pulls around and is trying to get speed, trying to get a whiff of the slipstream as he pulls up the ground, pulls up the hill into the Schumacher S. That Porsche on its own is not exactly the fastest machine out here, but if it's able to get the slipstream, it neutralizes a little bit of that drag disadvantage it has for the massive amount of aero that it can bring to bear.
And bear in mind that the Porsche, as well as the Mustang, is on paper one of the best handling cars on the track.
And as we're watching, Spectre closes down that gap between him and Sean. Sean looking like he's just holding station behind Riker, just looking to hold on to see where the strategy goes.
Yeah, but right now, I'd say Spectre is on form currently, as he is very much closing that gap down. So I'd say Sean might be forced to go into defense soon.
Yeah, that's going to be something to look out for because Sean's going to be looking for that day glow Porsche to that highlighter Porsche pop up in his mirrors very quickly. Oh, and as we look ahead, Riker is very wide with 2 wheels on the dirt, but is able to keep it going in the right direction. Looking like Sean is just coming up on him and wondering if Riker is starting to feel that pressure.
Yeah, indeed. I think Sean might be wanting to press Riker and say, "Hey, can I come by, sir?"
Yeah, as we get around on our first lap, we're looking at about 40% wear on the tires as we enter the Nord section for the second time. So it'll be very interesting to see where a lot of these people are. So checking the telemetry, Riker is at a much lower state of wear. So we're looking at Skiddy Spectre at maximum attack, while Sean and both Sean and Riker are running mediums. Skiddy is on the ragged edge running softs. So we're gonna likely see Spectre have to dive into the pits this time around. Not able to convert this soft tire pace into any sort of additional track position.
Yeah, once those tires start to go off on that Porsche, the pace will be evident. Looking further down the field, it looks like we might have a battle for fifth.
Ooh, and up ahead, we have Riker going off into the grass, getting side by side with getting side by side with Sean and letting Spectre come up into the fight. But Riker's able to hold on, but Spectre I'm gonna have to show names again. Sean checking up, putting Spectre into his back bumper. Spectre able to put two wheels in the dirt, getting side by side on a mad charge. Sean to the inside as Spectre gets the position coming down into the downhill braking zone.
Yeah, this is good attacking, but now he's going to be forced to defend very quickly as those tires will start to become second hand.
Spectre is going to start feeling some pain very quickly, so Spectre is going to start looking to try to keep this handling advantage up and make his way around Bryker, but Spectre on the back bumper of Bryker is on maximum attack and overdrives it onto the grass. Spectre trying to get his pace together or else he's going to fall victim to Skitty. The Skitty pops up in the background like the boogeyman and he is running for his life down this hill. Oh, but it's not going to be enough because Skitty getting into the back bumper of Spectre, causing a little extra overdriving. Skitty diving to the inside onto the grass to pull his way back around.
Yeah, no, I'd say those tires are pretty much becoming secondhand. He's feeling the pressure now.
Yeah, that's what we saw in the last race. Unfortunately, Spectre is trying to push so hard he finds himself overdriving.
Speaking of secondhand tires, Spino on the front tires are completely on minor.
And looking in, Spectre just starting to flash. His entire left side is gone. The rights are shortly to follow. And he has a lot of twisting road ahead of him and a very fast Skitty on his back bumper.
Rafix is looking to get by Spino now, seeing that Rafix is on a different compound of tires.
Rafa is on the medium, appears to be on the medium strategy, and Spino, as his tires start to fall off, is going to start having to deal with him very quickly.
Yeah, I think both Spino and Spectre have opted to go for a start on soft compound of tire.
Yeah, but Spino is being a very big rolling impediment and keeping Spectre from opening up his, keeping Rafa from opening up his pace. And we're gonna be back and forth monitoring these two battles that are forming due to tire strategy differences. Skitty seems to be losing a bit of pace off of Spectre, or is deciding the better of pushing on to Spectre, as Spectre is actually gaining pace. And as we look away for a moment, Rafa gets the position up on Spino. And not sure if Spino may have an off.
I think Spino might have had an off because I saw dust being picked off.
As we open it up onto the straight, this is where we're going to see that difference in power show again. That Porsche is going to try to run as fast as it can as the big bad Corvette comes after him. And it looks like Spectre is going to be able to hold on to the position, but Spectre is going to very quickly be diving into the pits to get some fresh tires on there. And as we're clearing 43 minutes, that is 2 tours around Nords that we've seen so far. And it's not like the runners that are going to be ahead are going to have a whole world of difference. But that does put Skitty on a different rotation.
Spino having a very, very loose end on the tires, on his back end, as he dives into the pits as needed.
Yep, Spino and Spectre are going to find themselves coming out very close to each other. Now, looking back ahead to the front of the grid, we have F1R Sean coming up on Bryker. Very little room between these two Corvettes running at the front of the field.
What I would like to know is what Spectre will put on his Porsche now. What compound is on his on his portion now? Has he decided to change strategies on and go for mediums, or is he going for an all-out attack strategy and go for all softs? That is what I want to know.
So it's a little hard to judge with the first lap not quite being the highest amount of tire wear, but I guess you could call it close. So he gets a little over 50% after 2 laps, which took about 16 minutes. 16.3 is 30, 48. So it would be 2 stops is 3 stints. So it would be a 3-stopper on softs if my math is right.
But then on his last stint, he's definitely going to feel the pain.
Yeah, for sure.
If he has decided to do an all-out soft compound strategy.
But I think from what we heard a little chatter of in the previous round is your optimal strategy is to run 1 soft stint and then I think 2 or 3 medium stints. And with Skitty with Spectre already completing his stop for his soft stint, that puts him at a pit stop advantage compared to the other cars in the field. But the biggest thing is he has to keep it clean and convert this strategy advance to a track position advantage.
And that's going to be the key difference between him being able to succeed whilst his others get away, as XJ goes off and is able to let Spino pass.
And Spino punishing XJ for that mistake. And up ahead, we have a switch for the lead. As we looked away, Bryker at some point having an incident letting Sean through.
Now, one thing we don't want to see a repeat of is what happened to, I forget his name. What we don't want to see what happened with regards today, with regards what happened yesterday, is someone forgetting to fill up their car with fuel.
Yeah, no, that would be another devastating mistake, just making having that sort of pit error be an issue.
I mean, we've seen that with Henrique yesterday. That's for sure.
Yeah, that caused a major swing in the points. And as we're watching Sean on the downhill, Sean taking a very wide line, not costing him too much, but just opening.
Spino is off track.
Spino is running. As we get back to him, he's able to get himself together.
Yeah, but he was completely off track. It looks like he spun out. It doesn't look like he's very comfortable with that Audi, if I am going to be honest.
Yeah, looking like he's going to take advantage of his car swap and be switching over to a Huracan for the coming rounds.
Yeah, it might be an idea, but honestly, I don't know if it's going to be that much of a difference, because it will be just as equal of
and we have an incident where Sean finds himself off, and it looks like it was a matter of Bryker getting into contact with Sean, because while Sean goes off the track, Bryker does not push the opportunity. Didn't quite have a good angle to see how the contact occurred, but it just looked like Bryker had gotten Forza glued onto the back of Sean. But with that happening, Skitty is all over the back of Bryker.
they are going to be three of them are now on minor wear.
Yeah, it's gonna be a matter of who can hold
Meanwhile-
these car on the track. Skitty is gonna be have the tire. It's not Skitty. Excuse me.
Meanwhile, Spectre is hunting them down.
Spectre's hunting them down while he's coming up on Rafa, who is also going to be likely due for a pit stop soon.
No, he is due for a pit stop. I'm seeing his tire wear. He's on minor on all four tires.
As he holds a strong angle coming down this downhill section. A lot of twitching as he comes around, as Spectre looks very stable as he makes the run up towards the long straight. Now it's going to be a matter of how quickly can Spectre deal with Rafa, as Spectre gets immediately on the back bumper of that Mustang. Spectre, who is going to be hunting for advanced track position in order to deal with the Corvettes up ahead, is going to be looking to get around Rafa as quickly as possible.
Yeah, he's trying to get by him as soon as possible, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, but while that's
and he's
happening,
going on the inside.
He gets to the inside, and Rafa forced on the outside line. Ooh, that was a dangerous situation. The rejoin could have been horrid, but Rafa able to at least keep the car pointing in the right direction and avoid creating a bigger incident. As unfortunately, Rafa on the used mediums just continues to fall down. Now Spectre is free, and Spectre is on a warpath now to try to catch up to Riker, Skitty, and Sean. Riker, Skitty, and Sean, who are going to be dropping into the pits this time. But let's see what decision Spectre made. It looks like Spectre is running a double soft. So Spectre is on softs once again. So Spectre will be into the pits after this next lap coming up. But I guess it is a play to see how much further ahead he can steam at this top pace.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, but by how much? Because, I mean, softs will, as we say, get you at least 2 laps before you'll be forced to come into the pits. Whilst mediums will get you at least 3.
That's true. We saw in the previous round where Spectre decided to make a late
Spectre
dive.
Comes into the lead.
Yep, Spectre takes the lead as Sean is exiting the pits right now. Now it's going to be a matter of what tires did Sean, Riker, and Skitty take, because if they're still on medium, Spectre is going to have at least a half a lap to continue to put distance between them. As we saw, the tires tend to fall off right in the last sector, but if he can keep it tidy, he can have very strong track position. If you run more than 30 seconds away, he can seal up a P1 position.
Yeah, but you have to keep that pace up throughout the North Cipher section, and that is a tall order.
No, for sure. As we saw in the previous round, Spectre made a late call to dive in for softs that ended up costing him, because as he took the track place advantage, he wasn't able to hold on to it after a number of mistakes on the road and taking the tires a little bit too far past their life across the line. But as we drop back onto F1R Sean is charging up the hill and trying to not lose a whole lot of ground to the Porsche that is running up ahead. Let's see if we can get a rough estimate of what he's on right now. About 5%. It might be a little early.
I'd say it's too early to call currently, because I mean, we cannot tell what tire they've gone for right now when they are in the North Cipher, like coming into the North Cipher. But when they are, I'd say halfway through the North Cipher, I'd say that's when we can tell.
Well, whatever it is, Sean, Skitty, and Breaker are. Breaker's at 8-1. Excuse me, Sean's at 8-1. Sean is
Oh, Spectre going sideways a little bit.
But I'm calling it now as just comparing wear numbers. Sean made a call to go on to soft tires while Bryker and Skitty are continuing to charge down on mediums. So
Yeah,
Sean is
I
on
think
an
so,
alternate.
because Spectre is very much twitchy with regards to that Porsche.
Oh no,
And
for sure.
Because I mean, look at the gap that Sean's making between him and Bryker.
But that's my point. The gap that Sean is making to Bryker and the pace that he's picking up on Spectre, Sean is running softs compared to Bryker and Skitty, who are on mediums. Just comparing, Sean is about 3% more advanced on tire wear than Bryker and Skitty are. So as they run up ahead, Sean is likely going to be putting some damage onto the lead that Spectre had built. But Spectre is going to have to fight hard to hold on to this ground, as Sean has had a pace advantage over him all day so far.
I'd say it'll be very interesting to see how these strategies compare overall, because like you mentioned, Bryker and Skiddy are both on medium tires. So I'd say they might be willing to go onto the soft tires for the final stint.
I'd be interested to see if they even
be...
wait to that point, because I think Bryker and Skitty did one of their mid stints as a soft run. But it'd be really interesting to see if they decide to split their strategy so they can put pressure on the other teams up ahead. And that's the advantage of Bryker and Skitty are here almost as a unit. And Sean and Spectre are out here as lone gunmen on this run.
Yeah, but equally they might be trying to play the team game as well, trying to help each other out. Because I mean, if you look at the leaderboard, third, fourth, and fifth are all occupied by TNR. So I'd say there might be a little bit of team strategy at play here.
And we'll have to be on the lookout to see how it plays out. So far, Spectre has been keeping his distance to Sean, but it is.
Hello. We might
down.
have an interesting battle for the wooden spoon over here, as Sniper Wolf is now showing as serious as front wear tire. He might have gone on the hards, possibly.
Yeah, as we watch, XJ is able to get the move done on Sniper No Love, but XJ overdriving it, just barely keeping it out the tires and keeping the position, but is able to get around Sniper No Love and solidify the position. It's a number of complex turns up ahead that will be pushing XJ's ability to hold on to that spot.
Yeah, but equally, if you look at Sniper No Love's tires, I'd say XJ will be happy to waltz away with 7th currently, because he Sniper Wolf No Love will need to come in for this lap, as he went off.
Yeah, because I see Sniper got the position over XJ. But we're up ahead, and it looks like those tires on Spectre have seen the end of their days, as F1R Sean finds himself into the back bumper of Spectre. Now it's just going to be a matter of how defensive Spectre wants to go, because Spectre could decide to let Sean go and save himself any pain of overdriving. And as we say that, Sean gets side by side and is very off the track. Spectre going wide to avoid the possible incident, but Sean gets the position going through the grass on the left-hand side as Spectre goes wide himself. Goes tight to the inside and lets Spectre walk away. Lets Sean walk away. Jesus,
yeah,
all
honestly,
the S names.
that it was a little bit risky, that overtake. I would say it might be open for an SI, if I am going to be honest, because one could argue that was an illegal overtake.
We'd have to see a better angle on it to see exactly how they got into that situation. But as we look up ahead,
Exactly.
Sean is steaming off into the distance. And Spectre, who was hoping to have a whole lot more advantage over the rest of the field, is going to be looking to dive into the pits really soon. And Sean has about a lap and a half of good rubber left before he's going to be in the same position Spectre
Switch
is.
on the way up the hill.
As we call it, that is Spectre into the pits, and Sean retakes the front position.
I'm not doing one moment. Go on, moment. I saw the thing.
Sean is out trying to pick up as much distance as he can on Bryker. As this happens, tires are approaching the ends of their lives.
Manage. Right. That. Where is?
Are you on Twitch?
Yep, I'm on my Twitch thing.
What's your name on Twitch?
Same as my Xbox username. Rush Race.
It'd help if I typed the link correctly.
Yep. Link.
And ooh, wrong one.
There's the link.
Already got it up. And thanks to Roast Race, we have the picture-in-picture of XJ's perspective. So far, Sean has been able to pull himself up the road. That is Sean into the pits. Now, can Sean do the quick service in order to get ahead? It is looking very ropey. It's going to be a matter of where Sean falls with regard to Spectre. Oh, and as I say that, Sean is on cycle and is stopping with Bryker and Skitty. So Sean will come out of the pits ahead. That means that Spectre is the one that will be taking, is very likely going to be taking up the lead position. Spectre looking like he might only be able to get one position better. Spectre's gonna come out with, Spectre's gonna get ahead with Bryker and Skitty right on his bumper. Spectre not having any real looks at the rear end of Sean up ahead, but is quickly having Riker and Skitty close down the distance between him.
Oh, this is good. This is interesting. This is interesting. XJ is coming just behind Spino, and Spino is just exiting the pits.
Yeah, it's gonna be a matter to see how Spino and XJ can run away from each other at this point. Oh, and as that happens, XJ has a wide run and finds himself in the gravel runoff. Looking back ahead, we have Riker and Skitty hunting the lone Porsche. We're settling into getting close to the last laps of today's race. At the point we're at, I believe Spectre, Riker, and Sean will complete this and maybe have maybe 1.5 more tours of the circuit. I'll know better once we get back to the GP circuit. How much longer we have. But at this point, Spectre is going to be running out of time on those tires. That Riker is right on his back bumper. As they are on the run up, Spectre goes defensive, trying to prevent Riker from getting by. Riker is on the back bumper of that 911, and there's no room to go. There's a little bit of contact between Riker and Spectre as they come down the hill. It is a very short run between Riker and Skitty. One wrong move can set Spectre back very dearly as these two Corvettes are trying to get by them. And Riker looks to the inside, but Spectre is able to close the line down. There are about 3 or 4 more corners before Spectre is on the run and free, taking a very deep bite of the curb that time. Riker very deep in the slipstream. 2 more turns to go before the long straight. But however this happens, Spectre is going to be in for a pit stop. Spectre running wide, opening the door a little bit for Riker, but Spectre not letting him in. Spectre and Riker are side by side. Spectre becoming a pinball between the two of them, thinking the better of it. Spectre lets Riker through, but Riker, as he comes around, finds himself very far out into the grass and is trying to recover, getting it back onto the road. But Spectre is very much in his mirrors. Spectre pulls alongside and gets around. The first error putting Riker off was Spectre's contact. The second one, Riker making the incident happen all on his own. Skitty in all of this makes his way up to second position. Now, as we approach the GP section, Riker deep in the slipstream of that 911 gets alongside and puts the big V8 to use. Riker making it happen, getting around Spectre, and has nothing but open road ahead of him. But Spectre is not gonna let him go that easy. But Spectre has to look for it, and Spectre makes a move and dives into the pits, and that is likely going to be the game, unfortunately, depending on how much Spectre can gain in this next run. Riker currently on 30% used tires is very likely going to be seeing those tires start to come to a head in the last minutes of the race. We're likely going to see one more complete lap from all of these lead cars.
I'd say Spectre. Now I'm allowed to finally speak. I think Spectre, made the wrong call with regards to strategy, because now he's in 4th overall.
Yeah, Spectre tried to make a very aggressive play for the tires, and it is ultimately going to cost him once again.
I'd say it was an ambitious move, but coming from someone who is prone to mistakes, I don't think it was recommended.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is you cannot set a foot wrong if you're going to run a strategy like that. And the small incidents that we had have really cost him dearly in the race so far. But in the battling, the next loser in all of this is Riker, who finds himself down behind Skitty. And Skitty makes his way out onto the circuit. In all this, Sean has made out like a bandit. Sean has a very long lead ahead from Skitty and or Riker. As we come down to the last bit of it, Sean is gonna likely be running those tires out to the death. And Skitty and Bryker are going to have to try to do something if they want to close up this gap, but has a very sizable distance to make up in the course of these last 6 minutes. Now, a question is, how far ahead was Skitty able to run during that incident between Bryker and Spectre? Is Skitty at a safe spot to be able to hold on to that second place position?
Yep, there's the 5-minute warning.
And this looks like this is the order that we're going to see, barring any incidents. As we enter into the final minutes, there was quite a bit of shakeup for the order, but P1 returns to his seat, and it's looking like it's going to be F1 Arshawn. But of the top two runners ahead of Bryker and Spectre, Spectre, bitten by strategy and a little bit of overdriving in the 911, finds himself down in fourth position, with Skitty in an unexpected second position. And checking back through the order a bit, XJ finds himself getting promoted ahead of Spino.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't notice that during it. Might have had a early, or maybe he's right behind. Spinner is right in behind XJ.
And we're gonna switch over as we watch the lead cars come up to the end, as XJ is running away from Spino currently.
Oh no, maybe not. Maybe not. His front tires are showing as minor. There goes Spino after XJ's mistake.
And there he is. Spino pulls alongside and gets ahead easily. As we get down into the last 2 minutes, Spino's going to be looking to try to solidify that position. and make sure that he can close it up and finish the race with the P6 instead of down in P7. And as all that happens,
XJ is in the slipstream with regards to Spino. So if he stays close, he could try a last-minute attempt and overtake.
as we're watching on board, XJ seems to be going a little wide, actually picking it down into the carousel. And in our picture-in-picture, we see Sean, Skitty, Riker completing their final laps, but having to drive it on until the clock drops out. And maybe we're watching the last bits of the battle between XJ and Spino.
Yeah, Spino is pretty much running away with regards to 6, as XJ is having difficulty with regards to keeping that thing on track.
The last 10-15 seconds, it's all but said and done here. And that is the race.
And there we go.
And Sean is able to get the win on it says Sean, it is Sean's first win of the championship, but I swear I've seen Sean's name somewhere. But that was amazing drive.
Sean was with us last week.
Yeah, Spino saying that it wasn't his race today, so having a couple of issues keeping it on track. But as we bring it to a close, I want to congratulate our drivers today. It was Sean, Skitty, Riker, Spectre, Rafa, Spino, XJ, and Sniper. Spectre unfortunately having issues with the strategy this time. But Sean and Riker had amazing drives. Skitty getting probably the luckiest run out of it all. Taking the overall advantage out of Spectre and Riker having their final battle. All right. As we wrap things up, do you have any final notes for today?
Nope, no final notes. I think we are pretty much done and dusted for this week. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, we will be doing our endurance race.
Yes, next weekend we will be running the 6 hours of Le Mans. So if anyone's interested in we'll be running our endurance series. So if you're interested in that, please drop by. We'll be having a nice, fun, long run. And the week after that, we'll be taking a bit of a summer break before we resume the normal MCC cycle. And you'll be looking forward to seeing you around. So until then, you'll have a wonderful time. And that'll be us for King of the Ring today.